This is Jeep-O-saurus. So I'm going to take you through all the mods that we've done to this vehicle. Maybe I haven't done them all, but Lee's done them all. And let you know what we've done to it, so you know what to expect if you want to do something like that on your own vehicle. So what's the lift on here, total lift that you think you've added to this?
I think I'm somewhere around 4 inches suspension lift. It's 2 inches from Old Man Emu heavy duty with the 2-inch spacers. Then it's got a 1-inch body lift. In the back, my rear buckets turned to dust, so I had somebody modify.
So see these the buckets are custom buckets.
Custom buckets. You can probably see them a lot better from the other side. You can see how we made them. Okay,
I'll show you that in a second. So we got 2-inch. Here's where I lift. I'll go into the wheel here in a second, but 2-inch spacer, 2-inch suspension lift, bigger tires, and a 1-inch body lift. Okay, and that's the basics of the lift. The paint is actually a Herculiner paint, and maybe some other video I'll show a little video on how to put that on. It's very specific how to get it on there without it peeling off. This is a snorkel kit that we got on eBay. It's a generic, but it's kind of like an ARB snorkel kit. Pretty nice. The top he replaced with a top span. It's a pre-filter. Kind of gets some of the dust and stuff from going down in the snorkel. He's got a JCR rock rail kit on this. Looks really good. And bigger wheels. He's gone through 2 different types of wheels. These are some generic, I think, what, Pep Boys?
I had Pep Boys on, then I went to the Falcons. I really did.
Oh, okay, so these are the Falcons, and these are a lot better. The ones he had from Pep Boys wore a little funny. So this part of the plastic we've had trouble with keeping the Herculiner on there. I know he's done that a couple times, repainted it a couple times. Okay, moving around to the hood. He's got some vents, louvers on here, and these are actual, drilled out underneath. This is the Warren winch kit with the Warren bumpers. What was the model of this winch again?
It's a M8000. It's kind of old school by now, but it's an 8,000 pound winch. It always seems to work. It's never stopped working. Actually, it's great.
So this Warren bumper, I know he's repainted it a few times, and the W's kind of wore out. He had grinded those out and cleaned them out.
And it actually works really good for the high lift jack. Where if you want to jack it up, the high lift will slide right into these and grab it.
Yeah, so that's a nice feature of whenever your Warren bumper gets a little rusted out, do that to it. It helps out. These are some just Daytona nut and bolt clevises here. They're rated enough to where he could hang his Jeep from them if he needed to. Pretty nice. This is an Old Man Emo steering stabilizer. He painted it red. Match the rest of the suspension. But yeah, this is another mod. I have an Old Man Emo on mine too. It's held up good. From underside here, we got an adjustable track bar. All right, now we're going to move over here to the side that we have the wheels off, so you can get a good look at what everything we got in here. Lee, you want to tell us what each one of these pieces and parts are?
Let's see. This is back to the Old Man Emu heavy duty spring. I got sway bar disconnects. I really don't remember the company.
And you were mentioning earlier that they're a little bit noisy.
A little noisy when you ride sometimes, and I have it adjusted just a little bit too high. I wish I could get it down a little bit lower. I've got Ranchero 9000. I believe they're 9000s. They're adjustable. I keep mine pretty soft. I don't have that much weight on it, really, so...
That's the adjustment right there. We'll show you in the back a little bit more about the adjustment.
Makes it a pretty nice ride. I got metal cloak, adjustable upper and lower control arms on it.
And there's another video that I have. You can look on my channel and you can see the other video about putting these control arms on.
Then got chromey shafts in it because I twisted the other ones all apart, so I put heavy duty axle shafts in it. And that's about it for up front.
All right, moving on to the back here. And here's another view of the driver's side of this vehicle with the JCR rock rail. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty stout.
All right, here in the back, and now these are these custom spring buckets that we were talking about. The ones we had, we live in Florida, and they rusted out. So the sand and everything collected in the bucket, and it just totally destroyed them. So he had to get some parts welded on here and repaired so that, you know, we could mount the springs back on again. So here, I want to show you this adjustable lead. Now, explain to us how you adjust them and why you adjust them that way.
Now, they're saying the higher you turn it up towards 9, the stiffer it'll get. So up towards 9 be more towing or a lot of heavy weight. If you keep it down around 1 and 2, it's more for off-road. Gives you a little bit more, for no better term, squishiness. It'll let it flex back and forth a lot easier. I try to keep it around a 2 or a 3. Just makes it okay for riding around on the road.
All right, now what about these bump stops? I know you were telling me earlier that they're custom.
I just kind of bought them off of, I think, Quadratech of all places, and got a regular cup for it. I had to drill it out to get the half-inch bolt through it, and it was just enough that it would go up, and it seems to stop everything before everything starts catching and binding on itself up there. So
okay, here, one other thing, the extra part down here on the bottom of the shock. What's the deal with that?
The relocation bracket for the bottom of my shock, when we adjusted the pinion angle, it swung the axle up, which brought it in closer. And if you look where my finger is, you can see actually where this was hitting the bottom of the shock. The shock perch, I guess.
So keep that in mind when you go to do the control arm replacement and you're adjusting your pinion angle. This is something that you're going to need to worry about, potentially. So it's hitting his shock here, so he wanted to...
So we brought this out. These are actually made by Tiraflex, and it pushed it out far enough that nothing's hitting and nothing's binding back here anymore. They say if I do some really serious off-roading with it or put a set of 40s on it, I'll probably bust this bracket, but I don't see me putting 40s on it or going that serious.
Here's another one. He has this gasket. Instead of using the silicone, it's a reusable gasket for your hub. So if you're the type that has to take yours apart all the time or wants to clean them out, it might be something you want to invest in when you take it apart for the first time. I forgot to mention the rear bumper. Also Warren, includes a hitch. It's a very nice feature. And the EMP gas tank skid plate. And he's Herculined it, just like the bumpers. But, as you can see, it is nice, smooth, rock solid, and definitely something that you might want to consider. Some of these Jeeps just have problems with their gas tanks rusting out, so the gas tank holders rusting out. So this would definitely be something that you might want to consider.
And I believe it tucked everything up an inch higher too.
So one more mod that he wants to tell you about.
Put a slip yoke eliminator on it. I think it was from Advanced. But anyway, there it is. Tom Wood's drive shaft. Really gets a lot of wobble out, especially when you start lifting them up over 2 inches. Start getting that weird vibration in your drive line. That fixed it. That was definitely the way to go.
So you got that all from Advanced Auto Parts, or you ordered online?
I think Advanced Adapters actually is where I got this.
Oh, Advanced Adapters, not Advanced Auto Parts.
Yeah, I think that's where I got it, but
cool.
Yeah, that definitely worked.
The top's new. What kind of top is it, Lee?
Best top. I think it's the Trick top. It's kind of convertibles for the front half.
Yeah, it's nice. Like the newer Jeeps, there's brackets in here. Just pop those out, and the roof flips back, so you got totally open. And it's got this fastback style angled back, which looks way cooler. Tinted back windows. Down here in Florida makes a big difference. It's hot as hell down here. Not this time of year. It's beautiful this time of year, but. And in case you're wondering, the original color of this Jeep was yellow, but he went with the dinosaur green Herculiner. All right, now what about this this link here?
Oh, it's sway bar link. It's an extended sway bar link, just because of suspension, how much suspension lift I put on it. So it puts the sway bar to where it's supposed to be again, so it'll articulate right.
All right, cool.
And if anybody else is looking at it, they're going to realize that's not stock. It's an aftermarket Tiraflex disc brake conversion.
Yeah, which is great for, you know, because drum brakes suck. And my WJ Jeep Overland Edition has 4-wheel disc brake, which I like.
Yeah.
And it was good modification on this was swapping out the drums. Big deal. Makes it way better.
Yeah, it's a lot better that way. Then the hub-centric ring.
All right, so this, yeah, like you just said, hub-centric ring, and I didn't know what the heck he was talking about when he told me, but basically, and I didn't understand why you needed it, but here's the deal. Your factory rims typically have beveled bolt holes. Now here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so these are an aftermarket rim, one size fit all kind of thing. Now my stock rims, this bevel in here is a lot more angled. So when I put my wheels on the rims, they slide right on, and when I tighten down the lugs, it centers everything out really nice. But these, because there's less of a bevel and there's a little bit more wiggle room in there, it can actually be off center on these aftermarket hubs. So what this hub-centric spacer does is it slides nicely into place, and now when you put these wheels on, you know that that wheel is dead center, and you don't have to worry about it being slightly off anyway. And you know, tell them what you think about how it rides after you add those on.
It actually took a little bit of the vibration out of it. I actually just thought I was being goofy when I put these on, and believe it or not, around 50 miles an hour, it did take a lot of the vibration out of it. So apparently they're doing something. They're helping keep the wheel centered up onto the hub.
Yeah, so, you know, it looks like a stupid little piece of plastic, but apparently it makes a difference. And if you drive your vehicle on the highway at all, you know, you don't want to be rattling around all the time. It's a cheap little thing you can add that seems like, hey, why not?
Yeah.
So these are some of the mods that we've done to this vehicle. Lee's done most of them, and you can find a lot of the videos of the work we've done on it. So check out some other videos if you like what we've done, or you have any suggestions on other videos we should do. Post them in the comments.